Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and this is your home of KBO and NPB baseball, South Korea, and also we're going to go to Japan. I was going to say China, Taiwanese, but that was CPBL. It's Parlay Central at the moment, plus 270 yesterday. We had the Giants, we had the Eagles, we had the Baystars. We've got Jason Radowitz, who's our maestro, and now he's turning into an absolute gold mine. And obviously he's got leans on top of that. But before we go to Jay, then if you like this video, which I'm sure you do, then please press the button, ring the bell, and if you ring the bell, then we can notify you, and you'll never miss any content again. And also the thumbs up's important because that shows your appreciation to both the video and to Jay's hard work. And also, if you press the link in the description, you can go over and see and read Jay's articles. Not just Jay's articles, we've got Dave, Alex, Martin. They'll do your soccer articles as well. There's plenty sport. You name the sport, you go over to sportsbookreview.com and you will see everything you need. And all you've got to do is just press that link in the description. And the other thing is, if you're scouting around for prices, sportsbookreview.com, sportsbook review, so we review the sportsbooks. So you've got all them books. If you're not getting the right odds where you are, go and join them, put them together, and you will definitely make sure that you're going to get the best value. And value is the one thing that before every sort of event, we need to be on the right side of. Anyway, Jay, congratulations, mate. Plus 270. That softens the blow, and it like just warms us up for the weekend.
Yeah, it was a fun morning. Even we got the Giants team total at 4.5. We took over. They scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning to get 5 runs. Kia scored their runs later in the game, got their over team total. Then we also had the under in the SoftBank Hawks game, so hit that as well. And then the 2 games that we lost were the KBO games, the ones that were obvious winners that were obvious losers after the games were over with Kiwoom and Lotte. But at the end of the day, we hit that plus 270 parlay, went 4-2 on the day, including that plus 270. So it was a great day overall, and we're going to try to do that again tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange day. Weren't Hanwha, how did they end up? I saw that they were 1-0 up in the 9th.
Yeah, Doosan walked off to win the game 2-1. Of course, a lot of people online I saw on Twitter, they put that live line down on Doosan and won the live bet when they were even plus money when Hanwha took the 1-0 lead. A lot of smart bettors out there. Congratulations to anyone who did that, because that was a smart move.
I love that. Listen, I love the Eagles. The Eagles, you oppose them before, during, and right at the very end. They will find a way to get beat. So you just make sure you go against the Hanwha Eagles in the KBO. Now, also, remember, you're our second member of this show. Just join us in the chat because we are live. If it's your first time, then come and say hello. Make sure that you've got a lean, or you've got a question, or you've got a bad beat, or you fancy something strong. Put it in the chat and let me know. And obviously, I'll try and throw it out to Jay. I won't be able to reply because obviously I'll be doing too much. And I like to stay a little bit tranquilo, you know. I like to take it easy. Jay, let's kick off in the KBO. Let's go LG Twins against the Samsung Lions.
Yeah, so we saw this morning, this game actually just went 8 innings due to rain. Samsung Lions scored 9 runs and beat the LG Twins 9-7 against Tyler Wilson, who's one of the better pitchers in the KBO. Maybe not right now, but throughout his career in the KBO from last season, whatever, he looked really bad. Samsung pounced on him, but I don't think Samsung's going to be pouncing much in this game. Lim Chan, guy who's on the mound for LG, and he has a 3.99 ERA and a 3.78 FIP. He's had 2 really great starts in his last 2, got 2 wins in those games, and had a scoreless outing in his last one. I'm going with LG Twins as an official play at around -140. I'd also even lean towards Samsung under 4.5. Lim Chan, guy who's been really good. Hyu Yoon Dong of Samsung on the mound for the Lions, has a 3.6 ERA, but almost a 7 FIP. He's the luckiest guy on the planet right now, especially in baseball. So, yeah, I think the LG Twins, I know that their bats have been a little quiet as of late. They're able to score 7 runs in 8 innings against Samsung in this first game. I like them to score the same amount of runs in this one, so I like the LG Twins at -140 as an official play.
Oh, official straight off. We love that. We've got Chad in here saying 2 days in a row I had a bad beat. Daniel, I love it when you laugh in the chat because it's amazing. You can rely on them Eagles. They will find a way to get beat. And listen, no one ever has their money on the Eagles. So if they get beat, everyone's a winner. Let's move on to the Hanwha Eagles, who cannot win a game against the Doosan Bears.
Yeah, I mean, this line is pretty ridiculous at this point. It's now minus 400 for Doosan Bears. There's no way I'm ever going to lay minus 400 on the Doosan Bears, especially at home. We just saw they just won 2-1 this morning in a close game. It's risky to do anything with Doosan Bears, so I'm staying away from this game 100%. There's just no way I'm going to take Doosan Bears at minus 400. There's no way I'm taking the Hanwha Eagles, even if they have value, because even though they have value, they're probably going to lose anyway. So what's the point? But Kidman, who's on the mound for Hanwha, he's 0-5 in his in the season so far, with a 5.16 ERA, a 5.38 FIP, going up against Chris Flexen, a former Mets pitcher. I know a lot about the guy. 3.46 ERA, a 3.44 FIP. He's been really good throughout the entire season. Again, really good run support. That's kind of the problem that he's had throughout his season so far. Really get the run support, especially at home. So I'm staying away from this game. I would look at under 9.5 as a lean. If you want to lean on a team, I would look at minus 1.5 for the Doosan Bears, but that's already at minus 182. And there's no way I'm going 2.5, but they only 1-1 this morning with a same type of pitcher on the mound for Hanwha. So yeah, I'm staying away from the game. If you want to take it, take the Bears minus 1.5, minus 182, or under 9.5. Seems like would be the play in this game.
Okay, listen, let's not get lazy here, because there's always value in every games. Now, let's go with the lean is under 9.5. So then surely if we want to go under, then we've got to go under the team totals as well, because we're not going to get them both wrong. So maybe what are we going to say? We're going to say that one's at 5.5, one's at 3.5.
Yeah.
So, what would your leans be on them team totals, Jay?
It's at 3.5 for Hanwha and then 5.5 for Doosan. Obviously, Doosan over 5.5 would probably be the play. I don't think Hanwha will be scoring many runs in this one. Again, that's under 3.5, which would probably be the play. This game has so many different options, so many different ways that it can go. This is something that I would just stay away from, to be quite frank.
Yeah, but that's what we're doing. Remember, we are just buying and building the ingredients for our chefs in the chat to go and press the button and make whatever concoction they want. Now, the Kiwoom Heroes, who were absolutely on fire until I mentioned they're on fire, and then they come up a little bit short against the KT WIZ.
Yeah, it seems like everyone was on Kiwoom this morning, and it's got a bad beat everywhere. But I'm going to go right back to Kiwoom at minus 120. I think that's the minus 120 is pretty it's pretty sad, for what they've done as of late. They're going up against William Cuevas of KT. Cuevas was injured for an entire month, came back the last 2 games. He's been really good, but he's also faced against 2 pretty poor offenses. Kiwoom is a pretty good offense, and they're going to go with Choi Won-tae on the mound. We got a 3.68 ERA and a 4.22 FIP. I trust Choi Won-tae more than Cuevas in this spot. Cuevas has looked good, like I said, in his last 2 starts since coming back. He faced Kiwoom in the game before he got injured. He allowed 5 runs in about, I think it was under 5 innings. He was really bad. Might have been maybe a little bit more than 5 innings, but he allowed 5 runs in that game. Didn't look good. Maybe he was injured, maybe he wasn't. But Kiwoom, they've already seen him pitch. They've already hit him well. I like Kiwoom minus 120 in this spot. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty low for Kiwoom. I would also lean towards under 10 with Cuevas and Won-tae on the mound.
Just under 10 and not under 10.5, yeah?
Yeah, it's under 10.
Okay, so we're looking at maybe a push there for a little 6-4, 7-3, but as long as the Heroes at minus 120, they would have been like nearly minus 200, maybe 2 or 3 games ago. Now the Wyverns and the Giants, Jay.
Yeah, so if you watch the game in the morning, it was 7-4. The Giants were losing. They had bases loaded, had a ball all the way to the warning track. SK defender makes the leaping grab, so nobody scores. If it hits the wall, tie game 7-7 easily with a guy on second. The next inning, there's a guy on first base, another ball to the warning track, a leaping grab by SK. Nobody scores. They lose 7-4 in that game, and they had so many opportunities to score runs in that game for the Giants. So I'm going right back, and I would lean towards the Giants at minus 150, but also lean towards over 10 in that matchup. I think SK and Lotte Giants are putting up some runs in these games. SK, they're not that great of an offense, but they're showing that they can perform in this spot. They had a couple home run balls. Jamie Romack even threw in a home run in that game. And the Lotte Giants, they had so many chances at runs, didn't score, but I think that they'll end up capitalizing on their chances in this game. So I would lean towards Lotte at minus 150, and I would also lean towards over 10 in this one. I think Giants rebound.
Okay, and the bottom of the KBO is the Kia Tigers versus the NC Dinos. NC Dinos, they don't often lose 2 in a row.
Yeah, I like the Dinos here at minus 155 as an official play. I'd also lean towards under 9.5. Yang Hyun Jung's on the mound for Kia. He's got a 4.67 ERA and a 4.46 FIP. But if you look at his last year numbers, he had an ERA of 2.30. He's not nearly performing as well as he did last season when he had his. I think he might have been the MVP of the league last season. He's not performing nearly as good. Brzezinski, on the other hand, he's 6-1 on the season. He's got a 2.38 ERA and a 3.77 FIP. He's actually pitching like an MVP. He's not the MVP. There's a couple of better pitchers, but he's pitching really well with a 6-1 record on the season with a 1.12 WHIP. I like Brzezinski in this matchup against Hyun Jung. Kia, we've seen that they're hitting the bullpen of the Dinos. Everyone's hitting the bullpen of the Dinos, but if Brzezinski can go 7 innings in this game, we limit the bullpen to just one or two innings for that Dinos bullpen to shrink a little bit. I like Brzezinski in the spot to go 7 innings and the Dinos to win at minus 155 as an official play.
Okay, let's wrap up the KBO then, Jay, and give us your official plays.
The official plays will be the LG Twins at minus 140 over the Samsung Lions, the Kiwoom Heroes minus 120 over the KT WIZ, and the NC Dinos minus 155 over the Kia Tigers.
Oh, I feel a little parlay coming on with them 3, to be honest, Jay, but I'm not putting words in your mouth. But I am going to take you to the Pacific Division of the NPB, and it's game 5 of 6, and we're going to kick off with the Fighters and the Hawks.
Yeah, so this one is an interesting one. I don't really have any official play on this one. It's a pretty tough game. Takayuki Kato of the Nippon Fighters, he has a brutal ERA of 5.63 in the first 2 games. He's only won 8 innings in his 2 starts, 11 hits, 5 runs, 1 home run, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So he's walking a lot of batters, has a whip of 2.13, which is really high for the whip. That's only 2 games. Obviously, you could bring that back down in this one, but I don't think that he's going to with the way he's been performing. Goes up against Tsuyoshi Wada of the South Bank Hawks. He also has a high ERA of 5.79. He's went 9.1 innings in 2 games, 9 hits, 6 runs, 2 home runs, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, and a whip of 1.5. So I'd lean towards the Hawks at minus 160. I'd also lean towards over 8. Again, the Nippon Fighters, their offense has been really bad recently. That's why the number is at 8 right now.
Too
I
low.
would still lean towards the over 8, but
8's too low, Jay. 8 is too low.
Yeah.
Neither of these sides can contain. And I would say the Hawks and the Fighters out of Pacific and Central Division, these are the 2 sides matched up. I know obviously we're in game of 5 of 6. These are 2 I can't get right. These are almost like the Lions in the KBO, or I wouldn't go as far, maybe the Lotte Giants, something like that. Now, teams you can get right are the Rakuten Eagles against the Chiba Marines. Chiba Marines, they're like your bully boys. They smash all over the Buffaloes, but when they go against the Rakuten Eagles, they're found wanting.
Yeah, but you know what? The Marines are going to throw out Atsuki Chunichi, who's got a 1.38 ERA in his first 2 games of the season. He's won 13 innings, just 9 hits, 2 runs, which are both on solo home runs. He has 13 strikeouts and just 2 walks on the season with a .85 whip. He's looked really good. So I think that the value is on the Marines at plus 130. It's a lean there. I'm actually going to make an official play on the under 8.5 in this matchup. Takayuki Kishi is going for the Rakuten Eagles. He's actually coming from the minor leagues this season. In his 1 game in the minors this season, he went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. He's not a young pitcher by any means. He's actually a veteran pitcher that's kind of making his way back into the majors in the NPB. And he had a really good start in his first outing in the minors, and the Eagles want to give him a chance to perform in the higher level.
What's
He's
he
actually
doing in
has
the minor
performed at a
league,
higher
Jay?
level. Yeah, it's just a way of performing, getting back into the league. But yeah, if you look at his career ERA in the NPB, it's a 3.02. So he's had a long career, getting a little bit older. That's why he's in the minors. But now he pitched really well, and he's coming back with a 3.02 ERA throughout his entire career in the league. He looked really good in that first game in the minors, so I think that he'll be able to, pitch well enough against the Marines to keep his game under 8.5. So my official play is under 8.5. But if you're looking at value, the Marines with Atsuki Chunichi on the mound for the Marines, it's a no-brainer at plus 130.
Yeah, I can't have them, to be honest. I can't have the Marines against the Eagles. It's almost bad as Shadow saying that he did the Hanwha Eagles at plus 1.5 and he's got away with absolutely murder. The men in white coats will be knocking on your door very soon, Shadow. But it's good to see you in the chat, and please keep sharing all of your stories, even if they are completely crazy. Okay, and we're going to go with the Lions and the aforementioned Buffaloes, please, Jay.
Yeah, again, I think there's more value on the underdog here. I like the Buffaloes at plus 135. And again, they're just plus 135, so they're not plus 200. They're not that high of an underdog because Daiki Tajima's on the mound for the Buffaloes. He has the 1.54 ERA in his first two games in 11.2 innings. He's allowed just 6 hits, 2 runs, has 10 strikeouts, and 3 walks on the season with a .77 whip. Going up against Wataru Matsumoto of the Lions, he has an 8.68 ERA to start the season in the first 2 games, went just 9.1 innings, allowed 9 hits, 9 runs, and 2 home runs, along with 9 walks and just 5 strikeouts. So he's 9 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's been performing really badly in the first 2 games. Has a whip of almost 2 at 1.92 or 1.93. So I like the Buffaloes plus 135 in this spot. I think there's the value play there, and I'd also look at the over 9 in this matchup. They're both leans. But if you want to get a little risky, the Marines at plus 130 and the Buffaloes at plus 135 out of parlay would be pretty interesting. I'm not going to do it.
I bet you're not.
I do think that there's value on both of them.
I bet you're not. I can't even believe you mentioned that. You watch what happens. Well, listen, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to Monday already because I'm telling you now, if the Marines and Buffaloes both win, then this chat is going to just light up by hammering the host. Okay, let's go to the Central Division of Game 2 of 3. So I'm going to go with the Giants and the Dragons. The Giants, as I've said to you before, I fancy they are your winners in about 100 games' time.
Yeah, the Giants. What's been interesting with them is they're not hitting starting pitching. When the bullpens come in, they are ganging up on the bullpens and they are putting up runs. And that's what happened this morning. The Giants were able to score 5 runs late in the game to get that team total, get that win. If you had minus 1.5, if you had the money line, you'd win all around with the Giants. And I like the Giants here as a parlay piece with another game in the Central Division. They're right now minus 195, around that minus 200 range. We're going to parlay that with another game that we're going to talk about in just a second. Kazuto Taguchi of the Giants, he actually was a relief pitcher last season, but now he's actually starting this season and started the seasons before last season. He's doing 10 innings out, 10 hits, 3 runs, 1 home run, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks with a 2.7 ERA in those 2 games. So he's been hit, but he's been able to get out of damage without allowing too many runs. Going up against Kazuki Yoshimi of the Dragons, has a 5 ERA in the first 2 games, went just 9 innings in those 2 games, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, allowed 3 home runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And the Giants, they're actually one of the top teams in home runs in the Central Division. So if Yoshimi is allowing 3 home runs in the first 2 games, the Giants might capitalize with some home runs of their own in this one as well. I like the Giants at minus 195 as a parlay piece for another game that we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes.
Okay, well, here's one of your little, I wouldn't say forbidden fruit. It's almost like, what do you call it when you have like a delicacy that you just cannot say no to? Because it's the Hiroshima Carp playing the Hanshin Tigers. I don't know how you pick. It's like trying to pick your favourite child when you have 2 of them, Jay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Carp here. This is my other parlay piece with the Giants at around minus 215.
Guilty pleasure. Jay, guilty pleasure. That's the words I was looking for.
That's a fair assessment too. But Daiki Osera, we talked about him yesterday. This game was actually rained out this morning, so it will be the first game of the series for these teams and these players. So Daeki Osera is going for Hiroshima. We talked about him already. He's went complete game in both games so far. So no bullpen, just him straight firing. Allowed 1 earned run in both games so far this season. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Has a whip of .78, which has been really fabulous in the first 2 games. And he's 55 and 35 in his career. So again, which we talked about yesterday, how he's been really performing in the first 2 games of the season. His career, he's been really good. Going up against Yuta Iwasada of Hanshin, he's actually was not in line to pitch yesterday, but he is in line to pitch today. Iwasada is a high strikeout guy, but he's allowing 10 hits per 9 innings in last season combined with this season. So he's allowing a ton of hits. Has a whip of 1.6 in the first 2 games of the season. Allowed 11 hits in 10 innings, 6 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 5 walks. He has not been that great to start the season, and I expect the Carp to put some runs on the board and help out Osera, who's been phenomenal in his first 2 games.
Official?
Yeah, an official play, parlay, Hiroshima and Yomiuri Giants, an official play. And I think the parlay will be around plus 125, around that range.
But it'll be a lot bigger once I stick them free from the KBO in there as well. Now, the last one is the Swallows versus the Baystars. The Baystars got their heads in front right when it mattered, right on the line.
Yeah, the funny thing is the Baystars, after coming up with the win, they're now underdogs at plus 125. So I would absolutely lean towards the Baystars at plus 125 as well. Also look at the under 10 in this matchup. Yasuhiro Ogawa's on the mound for the Swallows. Ogawa is actually 66 and 51 in his career with a 3.53 ERA. So that's basically why the Swallows are favorites. But if you look at his first 2 games of the season, he has a 4.76 ERA, went 11.1 innings, allowed 14 hits, 6 runs, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. So he's getting the strikeouts, but he's still allowing the long ball and a lot of hits. Has a whip of 1.5 and allowing 11.1 hits per 9 innings this season so far. Going up against the Baystars are going to pitch Ko Nakagawa. He was actually in the minors. This will be his first game up for the Baystars. But in that game, he went 5 innings in the minor leagues. He went 5 innings, allowed just 1 hit, 7 strikeouts and 2 walks, no runs in that game. So the Baystars, they're going to call him up for this game. Actually, went 11 and 3 with a 2.25 ERA in the minors last season. So he's one of the guys to look out for in the NPB in the future. He's pretty good in the minors, and I think he'll perform well enough in this game. That's why I like the Baystars at plus 125. I think that Nakagawa is a pretty good pitcher, not getting the credit he deserves for what he's done in the minor leagues. A young pitcher, could be a stud in the future. It's a lean on the Baystars at plus 125, and also leaning towards under 10 in this matchup.
Jay's turning into a bloodhound, sniffing out the value. We love that. Let me take you back to the Pacific, though, please, Jay, and give us your official plays. And when you've done that, get yourself into the Central and give me your official plays there as well, please.
So we're going to go with an official play under 8.5 in the Eagles and Marines game in the Pacific. And then in the Central, we're just going to go with that parlay, the Giants and the Carp at around plus 125. And then you have all those value plays that you can look at, with the Marines at plus 130, Buffalo's plus 135, and the Baystars at plus 125. You might, if you want to put a half unit on some of these, be my guest, because I would assume at least 2 out of 3 will hit.
I'm like that. La, 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 la. Not listening. I'm not listening. I don't want to know. Listen, if you like this video as much as myself and Jay have enjoyed it, then please press the button, ring the bell. And if you ring the bell, then that means that we can notify you. You'll never miss any content again. And also give us a thumbs up on your way out. That's just appreciation for Jay's hard work. We're going to call him Jay the Bloodhound because he's sniffing out the value. Remember the parlay at plus 270. Fancy there might be a little KBO parlay tomorrow. Press the link in the description. That will take you over to Jay's articles. Plenty articles on plenty sports from plenty writers. You have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you again in the chat on Monday. Jay, have a great weekend and bright and breezy Monday. And we'll go again.
You too. I'm excited.
Cheers. You have a great weekend and you take care.